Alright, Kaos and Mongol over here at Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. Just want to give you guys a couple tips, do's and don'ts of professional wrestling. I got to ask you, Kaos, what's some of the stuff that you see that people make mistakes here in professional wrestling today?
Well, one of the probably the biggest mistakes is I think they need to listen to the veterans. Me starting when I was 14 years old, I had like Terry Funk and Chris Candido telling me what I should do, and I, being the young punk that I was, having the belts in XPW and being over, I was like, I don't have to listen to them. But they were teaching me. I think that every old timer that gives you any kind of advice, they're not doing it to hold you back, or they're not doing it to keep you down, or whatever you might be thinking. Because that's something that I thought was that just because you can't go no more, you don't want me to do the cool stuff, or just because you can't do that cool move, you don't want me to do it. But it has nothing to do with that. It's they're teaching you how to work. What I was doing in XPW, being very over as with the Enterprise and as the XPW TV champion, I was getting over on pops. That's what I really felt. There could be a huge argument in there, but I felt I was getting over on pops. And then fast forward to 10 years later, I wrestle B-Boy. Maybe it's on a smaller level, but still winning the wrestling match of the year. And I think because it was more of working and knowing how to work, and being over on your work as opposed to just being over on the pop, being over on the move, being over on maybe your entrance or whatever the case is, because I had a really great entrance. Right. So I think just listen to the veterans. I get it. You might not understand it. I think it's a stupid idea. Put it in your back pocket, and it's probably going to make sense to you if you last long enough in the business, because that's what's happened to me. I'm 23 years into this business, and at 7 years I was I don't understand what they mean, but now a lot of it is coming back and it makes sense, and I'm saying, wow, these old saints aren't old saints for no reason.
That's very true. So the key is just really listen. Old student or a new student, the key is just about listening, because we know what we're talking about. Veterans know what they're talking about, and that's why they're your trainers, and they're trying to help you. They're not trying to hold you down. They're looking at the whole picture. You're a little piece of puzzle in this whole picture, and they're trying to make the whole show great, everything great. So if you think they're trying to hold you back, that's not the case.
No, definitely not at all. I think as a young guy, you do think that. Being really young in the business, I've seen a lot of different changes, a lot of different things. Going through wrestling, you start feeling depressed after a certain amount of years, and I see that in a lot of guys, and I try to encourage them, because I went through that, thinking, you're not getting the bookings you want, you're not where you want to be in your wrestling career. So I've seen a lot of things, and it doesn't mean that it's not because I know everything. It's just not that I'm wise. I've been doing it since I was 14 years old, and I've seen it happen, and so it's from my experience. And so I think as I shock and I say, man, me as the old guy, because I was always, probably for 10 years, like the youngest guy on the roster anywhere that I wrestled. But me as the old guy saying, hey, slow down, take your time, sell. Don't do all your moves at once. And that's the same thing everybody would tell me, and I didn't get it, didn't understand. I'd get over on my pops. Maybe you can get over on your pops. There's a lot of unique wrestlers that can. There's a lot of great wrestlers. I think what people need to focus on is if you see someone doing something really cool and really unique and something that's out of this world, don't copy them. Try to become just as unique, something different. What's going to make you special? Stand out, and I see a lot of people trying to do, like, what's that, many people imitate but no one can duplicate,
right?
And I see a lot of people trying to do that, and it's really hard to do that. So become the first you of what you do. Become the best that you can be. Don't try to be or try to do other moves that other people are doing, because you might not do them as good. Because there's something that's going to get you over and make you over, not just over on a pop, but get you over on. It's usually the smallest things, and it's not killing your body, and it's not knocking yourself down. We're going back to, man, we're watching a lot of the wrestling today, and dudes are getting really hurt. I've seen a guy take a headbutt in Japan, and whether it's a work or not, they're saying it's not. People are thinking it's not a work, and they're saying he's never going to wrestle again from a headbutt. And these people try to do these crazy cool moves, drop guys on their head. Masawa, a couple 5, 6, 7 years ago, died from us taking a suplex, wear and tear on your body. There's
So work smarter, not harder.
yeah, but then going back and saying, in our era, and probably even today, what was the most over move in wrestling? In my opinion, it was the most electrifying move, which was the elbow drop.
Right.
The elbow drop. Is that going to do some damage? They're going to break your solar plexus? I don't know. Yeah, probably, maybe. But it was an elbow drop, and it was the most over move. And if The Rock came today and did the people's elbow, it's still the greatest thing, and it's still, people love it. I'm telling you, you don't have to drop a guy on his head. Be creative.
Right. You touched on a little bit about these wrestlers going through a little depression or not knowing where they want to be at the time. Mm-hmm. I feel like these guys don't apply themselves as much as being hungry, trying to get bookings, trying to reach out to different promoters, even investing themselves going out of state to get different bookings.
Well, a lot of it's the journey too. They're depressed because where they're at, they haven't hit the goal. But man, the journey means so much. Enjoy it. Stop and smell the roses. Enjoy where you're at. Don't just shit on it. I want more, or I want this, or I want that. Enjoy what you're doing. Working your way up, because your time is going to come. There's a lot of guys that have been wrestling 15, 20 years and are barely now going on WWE TV.
Right.
And so if you've been wrestling 8 months, 9 months to 2 years, I think that it's time for you to really hone your craft, learn your craft, learn how to work, learn what works, what doesn't work. And that's a lot of trial and error. Mongol would say, how long does it take to be a pro wrestler? You go through your training, and then once you start wrestling, 2 years, minimum of 2 years. So that's just be patient and work at it. 'Cause I see a lot of guys, I even see it here, we got open rings, and they're closing class at 9:15.
Right.
I used to you should be the first one in, and the guy's getting kicked out because Kaos can't take it no more, and he's got to get some sleep. But no, they close it up pretty early sometimes, so it makes me think that they want it, but they don't want it that bad. Because everybody wants it. It's easy to say you want it, I want it, but how bad do you want it? If I wanted to be as big as Brian Cage, I could say I want it, but how bad do I really want it? Because that guy was as big as me, and he's bigger than the Road Warriors, man.
Right.
And he's the one that taught me that. Everybody wants it. Not everybody really wants it.
Well,
if you really
I feel like there's different levels in professional wrestling. You could be a wrestler, you could be a star, or you could be a superstar.
Yeah.
And these guys are just doing enough to become wrestlers. Do you want to become a star, or do you want to become a superstar? And it goes back to how much work are you willing to put into this? How bad do you want it?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. So listen to your veterans, put in the work, and be patient. Own your craft. Learn how to be the best that you've ever seen step into that ring. Really, and the success and the money and wrestling the greatest superstars that this world has ever seen is going to come. Have fun. It's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of suffering, but you gotta really have fun. You can't be
Too down on yourself?
Yeah, down on yourself and depressed about yourself because you're not where you want to be. Have fun in the journey.
It's like a football player. You're a quarterback, you're throwing an interception. For the rest of the game, are you going to look all down on yourself, or are you going to be like, that's the pass now, let's move forward and let's succeed on the next play?
So with that being said, just listen to your veterans and take your time, be patient, have fun, enjoy the journey, and trust me, the successes will come. The successes will come, and you're not even going to know it.
Right?
You're not even going to know it. And the successes are probably already there, and you don't even know it, but because you're worried about something else.
Right.
And even when you
Hey,
get
calm down there.
even when you get to
worked up here.
WrestleMania, you're going to be like, how come I'm not wrestling for the championship? How come I'm not winning the championship? Why'd you have me lose? How come I'm not the last one on the show? How come I'm not the one on the billboard? There's always going to be something. Always going to be something.
Or Angel Face Chavez will say, how come I'm not the special attraction match?
Oh, jeez. On that note.
Well, it's Kaos and Mongol here at Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. Just want to give you guys a couple tips, and we'll catch you next time.